Hey, my name is Ruben Cheers. This is going to be a video diving into how I signed 5 clients in the last week with my online service business, my funnel building agency, and made around kind of $12,000 because of payment plans, right? I'm running a little bit behind today, so I'm going to dive straight into how I did this and just get a video out, right? Because I want to stay consistent. So how did I do this? I did this with IG DMs, right? We're sending around 180 DMs a day to our ideal prospects. I'll explain how I do that in a moment, from around four accounts, right? So these have got to the point where they're allowed to set really like 45 DMs a day, but you can't just do that straight away. You have to warm accounts up over time. So you gradually increase the number that you're sending over time. So it's able to do that, and you can unlock kind of more features like sending voice notes at scale and stuff, because that also is not unlocked immediately. So that's kind of how we do that. Those accounts are basically profiles that look very much like my personal profile. So it's got like photos of me and kind of my case studies of people that I've worked with before. So you can see that I'm a legit person, right? So super important. Profile optimization is definitely a thing that dictates the positive reply rate you're going to get in your campaigns from IG DMs, right? So we are basically, it goes in 3 steps, right? So we've got scraping into sending, so that's its own problem, and then responding, like saying, responding. So in terms of scraping, the way we do this is we basically find one big kind of person in our niche, right? This is whoever this is, right, in our niche that we think might have followers, the people we want to target, right? So we scrape that list through like an API and get the list of people, right? This is going to be a lot of people that probably aren't the right fit, but there'll be some gems hidden in there. We run that through basically an AI, right, that has our ICP criteria and is trained fully on what that looks like. And then it spits out a list of people that would be our ideal prospects, right? Then we have this list that we can basically send. So we use a sending software to be able to do that. We connect the IG accounts to proxies, right? Really important, because otherwise you're going to get banned. If you're signing in from like lots of different locations and sending a lot of DMs on per account, they're just going to simply get restricted, right? This kind of mitigates that process massively. And we send for proxies, right? So we have a sending software, and then we send around, like I say, 45 a day per account. And that allows us to send around 180 because we have 4 kind of active accounts. We're looking to scale that up soon though, and also look at ways to increase reply rate. And then we have I have like an SDR that, so like a assessor that is extremely good at responding and booking me calls at the moment, which I'm super happy about. So that's why we've been able to do that. But like I say, in terms of what that offer actually looks like and what we're sending in the DMs, because it's all well me saying I'm sending DMs, but what I'm actually sending, we're basically just saying, like, it's not even like super custom to be honest, but it seems custom, right? So it's like, hey name, obviously we have their name just from the scraping, and we have a standard script for that, and it's like saw you're in the whatever space, like the industry space, or like getting good results for your clients, right? Something like that, getting good results, because like everyone's like, oh, okay, yeah, I am getting good results, like that resonates with me. Had an idea for the business. I'm just going to ping over a quick voice note because it's a lot easier. And then as soon as you've sent that initial message as like a text, then you basically have a pre-recorded voice note that you've recorded and scripted before that you send basically after the initial message. So imagine this is the message. Just underneath it straight away, you have like the voice note, right, that you send to them. That voice note is going to have your actual offer. So this piques curiosity here. This piques your curiosity, and this actually is your little campaign level offer. Like, it's not your main offer, like we're going to get you 5 clients in 90 days, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of a lead magnet that's kind of going to be of interest to them and they're going to get value from. So in our case, as you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, it is a demo landing page. And that's what we're offering, right? So we're reaching out in the voice note saying that, and then basically they say yes to that, and then we say 100, and we have another pre-recorded voice note where we say 100% sounds good, we'll get to work on that now. Would it be all right if I just ping over a type form that will get a little bit more info about the demo? That type form basically pre-qualifies them, but also gains the info we need for the demo, which is exactly what we're saying, right? Which is perfect. So that's kind of the flow, and they book from there, right? And then we have book calls in the calendar. And out of those book calls, I would say I booked about 30 calls from that, and I closed like 7 out of that. So I don't know what that is as a close rate, considering I don't know how many of those showed up. Actually, I do. That's a complete lie. We're tracking that. It was about 70%. But yeah, so like I say, 7 closes from that, few payment plans and whatever. And that's how I collected $12,000. Trying to think if there's anything else in terms of a strategy that you can use, right, to like run your DMs. I would say key things to just remember is that there are sending and rate limits on accounts. There are things you have to keep in mind with that, and then lead with a lead magnet that you're going to give people as campaign level effort, and start using voice notes as well. Super important. And that should basically get you some closes in the door. Like cold outreach is the best way to get to, honestly, like 30k a month, right? And then you can actually afford to use some of that money you've made to spend like 6k plus a month on ads, right? Because ads is actually how you're going to scale to the moon. Like if you review it as a graph, like you're going to go like super slow, and then cold outreach is going to get you to here, and then you might stagnate, say this is like 20k. And then the thing that's going to get you to the next stage is not cold outreach, it's going to be ads. And that's going to, like, honestly, just get you way further than that. And you can scale up to 100k months, right? Bit by bit. So that's the process that I'm undergoing right now. And I'm glad that I've recorded this so I can see this in the future. And what I will do now is I will just end by tracking some stats. So I'm going to pull up my Notion if it loads. And I'm going to do that. Marketing, social KPI tracker. There we go. And let's open up this. Instagram. Oh, I just realized I haven't unblurred my screen. There we go. Instagram 1187. So like I say, I keep saying this in every video, but I need to actually start doing some work on that stuff. I know that YouTube, because I checked today, has now got 33, which I'm super happy about. Let's connect it to the previous day as well. So previous day would be technically, well, this one should be August 4th actually, because it's August the 5th right now because it's the morning. Oh no, it's the 6th. Okay, cool. So I need to change that to 4th. Cool. There we go. Gain 2 subscribers. Super happy about that. And then LinkedIn. Let's do a check on LinkedIn. I don't think I've had the bot running today. So let's go on LinkedIn. 7955, so close to the 8k. Oh, it's not that many. I have 97k. Cool. So that's that. Track that for the day, which I'm super happy with. Cool. Mainly happy about the fact I'm getting a bit more traction on YouTube. I know 2 subscribers doesn't sound like a lot, but I appreciate it. So like I say, if you've got a comment that you want me to, or like a question you want me to respond in the next video, do so. That's why I skipped it today, because I didn't have any. I could do one of those things where I'm answering the FAQs that I get on sales calls, but today I thought I'd dive straight into the stuff. And yeah, catch you in the next one.